whenever Eric election as a political party, no, or deal with your flag bearer, another candidate here, you be or the brain being echo radio, the ebonizina ye, na utum ma or resonate in the minds of people. It seems that the NDC is doing a very terrible mistake, and it is also big in its nature there. When Yakonya Nasa Assembly, they try to have a way and means to curb it against Dr. Mahama Dubamia. But I don't know that they are thinking about it there. The more you mention his name, the more you make his name to go out there. From here, from Koska. Look at one terrible mistake. I did the way Sigana and Obi Mesima Osia.
Folk will be a harbor. A beer full of ammunitions. Be na Accra. And ya Ghana police there, and ya Ghana army there. Civilian Accra. It threw in the hands of civilians. Look at what is happening in Boko. It threw civilians. Yeah, turn every day. And chair Langard in Nibia Densi. Kotu tuoko boso jani kunu wakaswa. Sake sina kozi say. Oya juma opposite. Ene timeland. Ni awo hono a caterpillar ni abe go. We go to court. Threaten because of what? Power. Lady MPP violence. Onuankasa wale look at to aba pojina no bi abe fa balo dey adware wale o mi ani ba election his own sister any ni PA and any PA no na police for
the PA no one
Mahama father yeah
Will be so that about many P anyone. No church with you. Instead of dealing the matter with from the head, and talking about your candidate, you have mentioned Dr. Mahmoud anything. And when some of the NDC communicators, when they mention another His Excellency, I don't understand why another elections be manner and not for election. Because these are the very vein of the matters. I believe that it ought not to be so. But it seems that the NDC doesn't actually see some of these things. You have a candidate to promote, to support, but it looks like that you concentrate on the opposition party.
Election. They are not even.
Honestly, are those instances the same as we have today? Are they the same? Are they the same? Kofi Asante's time, even from his own narration in the Hansard about Kofi Asante writing that I'm leaving my seat, I'm leaving the party, I'm going out, and about what you're saying, say I'm leaving. Are they the same circumstances that we have today? So even those instances that you quote cannot be sustained. Because you even quoted the actions they took to inform Parliament officials that we have left. Are they the same? Rather, the one that is more relevant, the precedent that is more relevant, is Michael Tenyon of the NDC. He declared that he was going to go independent, and he stayed in Parliament throughout. Alive? You don't know of that precedent. Selectivity, that's what you're doing. Selectivity. In Michael Tenyan, he didn't write to Parliament.
Selectivity on the part of the
instances that he's given. He's giving the instances of Kofi Asante and YOC,
okay,
which are not even appropriate because the circumstances are totally different. Like I'm saying to you, Kofi Asante wrote to say, I'm leaving this Parliament. I'm no more going to be part of this Parliament. I'm leaving. And why you're saying it to same? Says, I'm leaving. Is it the same situation that we have today? And I'm saying that the closer precedent is Tenyon. When he said that he was going to go independent in the next election, and he stayed in Parliament for the rest of the tenure. All right. That's a closer precedent. And I'm surprised that with all the tomes of Hansard that he's brought, he couldn't find Tenyano in there. There is the double standard. And you know, Samuel Kucheto was going on about hypocrisy and I'm like, when is he going to wake up and smell the coffee? You can't talk about hypocrisy. The NDC in the Fomena one of their stalwarts, one of Samuel Kujeto's senior collaborators, Ayariga, and good friend. He said that the Speaker Okwe's ruling, even at that time, the NPP party, the Fomena MP, what's his name? Isiama.
Yeah.
His party had written that he was no more a member of their party. Even then, Ayariga said that it shouldn't lie in the mouth of the party, it should lie in the mouth of the individual to indicate whether he's left or not. And that the man should go to court to challenge Speaker Okwe's decision. He didn't go to court. But today you have somebody like Ayariga. Now that the court action has been triggered to set the position correctly, he's calling the Supreme Court judges as people questioning their legal knowledge. You have Samuel Kucheto doing the same hypocrisy, calling the Supreme Court names. Look at the words that he used again, and you were not afraid. You wouldn't stop him. Huh?
Did I not?
You didn't.
I did.
What did you do?
I asked him, he can't call them that. I didn't hear.
Really?
Yes.
And what happened?
And he didn't continue.
And what happened?
You didn't hear that I
No,
didn't
what
continue.
happened?
And he stopped.
Really?
Yes.
Annie,
Okay.
Don't
Anyway, but let me go on.
misconstrue
Now-
anything.
Now, listen.
I stated facts.
Can I?
Guy who, was a member of the
You
fight
said I
panel
shouldn't interrupt. Please.
was
Stick by your own
was the
standards.
MPP parliamentary
Annie,
candidate. I did not
we should
withdraw
stick by
that.
your
So
own
Annie, I'm just correcting
Now-
the records. I
No,
stated
but I
that
didn't
and I
say you
stand by
withdrew.
it. Yeah,
Sammy,
I stand by everything I said.
When I
It's a statement of fact.
to engage you a little bit,
I'm not engaging you. I'm engaging
you
the host.
slammed me down. You said it's needless. You don't need it. Even when Andy was asking you to say no. Why can't you live by your own standards? Huh? Even here, you are exhibiting double standards. Even here. You said I should take it easy and let you make your point. And yet you won't let me.
Nanaland.
Don't do that. When you said this, and I live by it more. Now, I'm saying he's exhibiting the same hypocrisy and double standard that Ayariga. He has called the Supreme Court, he said the Supreme Court has been bastardized, and that the panel is a prejudiced panel, and that they've taken the Supreme Court to utter ridicule. He used those words on the Supreme Court this morning. Now, what does the Supreme Court do? They are just doing their work. That's all. They are not doing anything outside their mandate. In fact, the Supreme Court hasn't even given a ruling. Have they? Have they given a ruling on the matter? They're saying that, okay, we'll consider the matter. In the meantime, because the matter has been brought to us, the status quo should remain. Isn't that what the Supreme Court has said? And that's what they've said. They haven't said we are for this or for that. They said, and it's normal. Anytime you take a matter to court, action is stayed and the status quo is maintained, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And for this, Okucheto is describing them as, reducing the court to ridicule. That they've bastardized the court. That is a prejudice panel. When the Supreme Court or the courts rule and they like it, they come and sit here and praise the court to the high heavens.
Right.
Do you remember when the Supreme Court ruled in the matter of Atufosi? What Okucheto and his collaborators didn't say and do. When the same courts say something that they don't like, they are reducing the court to ridicule.
Okay.
There is a bastardized court. It's a prejudice panel. And all of that.
Okay.
I haven't finished. 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Then they say that one former Justice Atuguba says Supreme Court shouldn't be invited. Is he the one to make that judgment? It's just his opinion. Leave it for the Supreme Court. When he was on the Supreme Court, was he going to take directions from people outside the court? So if you believe that it should be a high court, let the Supreme Court make that call, not you. So it's a matter of just his opinion. You can't come here and tell us that that is the opinion that all of us should look at. Now, in conclusion, he couldn't resist bringing in Akufo-Addo. That Akufo-Addo should have called Mahama at some point to do something. Today, you know the value of calling and consultation. NDC. When Mahama was president, did he ever call Akufo-Addo? You are here in this country. Did you know of one situation or one occasion where Mahama called Akufo-Addo that, come and let's talk about this matter? You see the double standards that these people exhibit on a daily basis. Yes, I'm concerned about the soldiers coming to Parliament on that day. I wasn't happy about it. Samuel Kujeto said that it could easily have been a military coup. The NDC, they have a penchant for military coup. I don't know why. Well, let's not forget, they came out of a military coup. So maybe that's why. Because, you know, John Mahama himself, just a few weeks ago, was telling us that he was wondering why the military has not taken over. Just a few weeks ago, John Mahama himself. He said that the things that are happening today that he believes are not right, if they happened in the time that he was president, there would have been a military coup. So he's wondering why there is no military coup. And then my conclusion, and Sami, this is for your benefit, says that what have we done with the majority? And I mean, the same question Sami was asking, you should have been asking him those questions. If a majority is of no effect, and it's just majority and it's what you do with it, why is it that one and a half...
no effect. He didn't say it's of no effect.
What did he say?
He said, if you have the majority, what do you do with the majority?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody hasn't done anything with the majority, barely 1 month to elections, what are you going to do with your majority? I mean, what? Sorry, you're taking yourself a laugh all the time. If somebody hasn't done anything with their majority, like you are saying, in 1 month, what are you going to do with a majority? All this crumbling and all this fighting that we're having, all this...
Now, Demra, they may be out now. I bring in nothing but the truth. I bring you facts back to back content. Now, but Mazana share video and share. Nobody students and company. Maybe I share one your comment section. But from Yafa, what my from a coups come. I'm a crowd later in the